Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is Pixel and RAM. My name is David and I'm your host. This is a channel that's going to explore technology of all different kinds, of all different variations. Everything from calculators to computers to cash registers and to gaming consoles. We're going to look at some religious artifacts and technologies. We're going to look at stuff from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and today. We're going to look at it though from a perspective of a layperson, of someone who, while I'm in the IT field, I was always more of a software guy and less of a hardware guy. And now I kind of want to look at this technology from a hardware perspective, kind of go back to my roots as a child and look at some of the technology that actually influenced me today. We're going to examine what the technology can do. We're going to look at where the technology took us over time, how it evolved to what we're using today. We're going to discover new stuff. We're going to collect new items. We're going to repair items to the best of our ability. And mind you, I am not an electrical engineer. We're going to examine how this technology shapes our day-to-day, how it shaped our days in the past, and how it might shape our days in the future. I'm hopeful that you will take the time to watch these short videos. They'll probably be around 10 to 15 minutes long as we get going and get used to this. This is my first channel, and so I'm learning just like you're going to be learning who I am. Just a little bit of a background. I'm a software engineer by education. I was never really a hardware guy, although I could put together computers when I was young. And in several jobs that I've had over time, I've had to put together computers and certainly can identify all the parts and components of computers. But I was always more of the coder type. I was always more of a business coder, developing software, everything from Visual Basic back in the 90s to C and C++ to web stuff, including PHP and Python and whatnot. And today I'm a librarian taking care of technology for a medical school library. But I really love what technology is. I love where it has brought us. I love what it has done for us. This is Pixel, so he's half the name of this channel. And he will join us periodically because he likes to be a part of the show. But I love technology, and I want technology to persist. I want the history of technology to really show us that it wasn't all just a magical thing, that it was actually a journey, that it was something that we needed to experience. As a Gen Xer myself, I remember the days when computers had very little power, very little RAM, very little hard drive space. Sometimes they didn't have any hard drive space. They had simply floppy disks or cartridges. And today, we take for granted everything that we experience with our modern smartphones and our modern computers and laptops and tablets, when all of that had to evolve from something more primitive but just as elegant. And it's that elegance that I really want to focus in on. Of course, we'll examine the primitive nature of some of the old technology. We'll look at Commodores and IBMs of the past. We'll look at Texas Instrument computers. We'll look at old Macintosh computers like I have behind me. There's a Commodore behind me. There's old Ataris and Texas Instruments TI-99 4As. And we will look at some of what that technology that is still in use today, how it is used today, how it was used back in the day, and really do deep dives into the history of the technology, as well as exploring its capabilities, looking at a lot of what it can do, even some of the old stuff that still can be rehabilitated today and what it can do. We're going to go on road trips looking for technology in e-waste bins and in thrift shops and flea markets. We're going to join with my fiance, River, as we rehabilitate. I have a a TRS-80 Model 4 in the living room here that my fiance and I are renovating right now and rehabilitating. We'll take a look at that technology. All this technology you may have seen before on other channels, but I really want to come from a perspective that's a little bit different. I don't have a degree in electrical engineering. I wasn't a trendsetter back in the day, but I love the technology and I love the gift of technology. I love the history of technology. And I think that if you're on this channel and you stick around with me, that you too will love what you see and you'll come back to get a glimpse of what we're doing next. Some of the upcoming projects that you're going to see, obviously, is the TRS-80 Model 4 renovation. We've got some video already taken that I'm putting together. We're going to get that system. It was purchased on eBay in non-functioning order. It was incredibly dirty. The wiring on the inside is not in good shape. Looks like the CRT is in good shape. We'll take a look at that at a different time. I haven't examined the logic boards yet. There could be bad RAM. There could definitely the power supply, which has those REFA capacitors. They were blown. So we have a new kit of capacitors to work on that power supply. Thankfully, that technology of that day and era is so much easier for the lay person like myself to get into, and for you to kind of see as well how we can make this old technology work and see that it still has a use today. My goal after the TRS-80 is you're also going to see some Commodore 64. I have a Commodore 64 behind me, breadbin version, along with several 1521 or 1541 drives. We've got a working drive behind me. I've got a couple of other drives that need to be repaired. We're going to do some of that. I've got an Atari 800 XL, an Atari 800 with a drive. We're going to work on that. I've got a Pentium over here that we're rehabilitating, and there's so much more. You're going to see over the course of this channel's history various projects in various states. We're not going to do a stick to one project until it concludes, because oftentimes I'm ordering new parts, I'm waiting for stuff to arrive, and I want to keep the channel fresh over time. That's why I've actually already captured quite a bit of footage of unboxing and looking at some of this technology, and even looking at some work on some of this technology already. I've got some religious technology that you're going to see that we're going to look into, stuff from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. We're going to explore how some of that was put together for some of these more eccentric churches and cults out there that use technologies. There's one that goes by the Scientology name that we're going to look at its e-meters. I've got several different versions of that. We're going to open those up and look at the circuitry behind them, see how they work. We're going to look at cash registers from the past and today. I've always had a fascination with cash registers. My dad was in the grocery industry and has been in the grocery industry most of his life, so I've just always had a natural predilection towards cash registers. And cash registers and adding machines are the foundation of computing that we have today. We're going to look at some calculators from the past and the future. We're going to just look at all this different technology. I'm really hopeful that you'll stick around, that you will come back and look at this with me, explore it with me. We're going to have fun. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to get frustrated. We're going to have eureka moments. And I truly hope that you will share those moments with me, that you will come back frequently, and that you will subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Help me build this channel into something that's pretty great for all of us. This is a passion of mine. I do this not for the money. I do this because I love technology. I have always loved technology ever since I was a little kid, with my Atari 2600 as my first computer and my Commodore 64 as my first real computer. And I just want to share that passion with you. So thanks for coming to the channel. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave comments, and come back frequently to explore this world with me. Thanks. I'll talk to y'all later.